Adding product variations on Amazon can be quite confusing. Believe me, I know. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 different ways to add product variations, whether you're creating a new product listing with variations, you need to add variations to an existing product listing that you've already created, or you need to merge or combine existing listings into a single parent-child variation listing. All right, let's get started. So the first way to add product variations on Amazon is the easiest and most common method, and that's adding variations while you're creating your product listing. And this is the method that I suggest you take, as it avoids a lot of common problems and issues down the road that makes adding variations after the fact a little more difficult, which I'll cover later on in the video. Now, I'm not going to go into specific detail on how to create a new product listing. If you want to learn more about how to do that, I'll post a link to a detailed video down in the description below. In this first method, I'm going to focus specifically on how to add variations while creating a new product listing. Okay, so in order to create a new product listing, log into Seller Central, and at the top here, you can click on Add Products, or you can click on the menu, Catalog, Add Products, or if you're on the Manage Inventory page, you can click on the Add Product button here. Now, you might notice down here that it says Create Variations, but if you haven't already created any product listings yet, you won't be able to use this wizard, but I will go over how to use this later on in the video. Now, I'm assuming most of you watching this are selling private label products, so you'll need to choose the blank form option here to get started. Then click on the Start button. Now on the first step here, you need to complete all of the required fields. These are the fields that have a star next to them and they're highlighted in red. The item name is the listing title. It's what the shoppers will see next to the product image in the marketplace, like you can see here. You can always come back and edit this later, so for now, let's just put something descriptive. For example, let's say I'm selling water bottles in different colors and sizes. So I'm just gonna put water bottle for now. Now, notice it pre-selected what it believes is the correct category for this product. If it's correct, then just click on Confirm. If it isn't, then click on Select Other. So in my case, I'm selling sports water bottles. So I'm going to type that into the search here and select this one here, sports water bottles. Now, in the item type keyword, I'm going to type in water bottle again and choose the correct category from the list. Now, here's where you need to let Amazon know that this product has variations by checkmarking this variations checkbox here. And a pro tip, even if you currently don't have any variations, but you might want to sell variations in the future, check this box. It'll make adding variations later much, much easier. If you don't check this now and you decide later that you want to add variations, it's going to add a ton of extra steps like I mentioned earlier. But don't worry, I'll show you how to do that later on in the video as well. Now, depending on the category you choose, you might see different variation attributes here. But for water bottles, you can see that I can choose from these options here. So for example, I want to sell different sizes and colors. So I'm going to choose size and color. You can choose as many or as few as you need. And like I said, I'm not going to cover everything about creating a new listing in this video. So in the brand name, generic is fine for now. But if you do need to enter your private label brand as you normally would, I'll post a link to a video on how to do that down in the description below. Click Next. Now notice that a few more tabs popped up here at the top, which require more information that you're going to have to fill in. Again, I'm not going to go into detail on those. I'm just going to go over adding variations. In the product description, enter details about the product. Again, you can come back and edit this later. Fill out the required fields in the product details section, and fill in the required fields in the offer section. Now, in the variation section, you can see the variation attributes. Again, I'm selling different colors and sizes. Size and color are pre-selected. But take note, it says here, the variation type cannot be edited after the parent SKU is created. What that means is, once you've chosen the attributes here, you won't be able to change them later, as what we're doing right now is creating the parent listing. The parent listing is the placeholder listing that all of your variations will be attached to. What we're creating is a parent-child relationship where all the variations are called child listings that are attached under a single parent listing. Now, if you're confused, don't worry, it'll all make sense later. Now, because I'm selling water bottles in different colors and sizes, I now need to define what those different colors and sizes are. So let's say I'm selling bottles in 2 colors, black and red. And they also come in two sizes, 16 ounces and 32 ounces. So in the color field here, I'm going to enter the two color options. Notice that the colors I've added appear here. If you make a mistake, you can delete them here. And notice down here, it automatically created two rows here, one for each color. Now in the size field, I'm going to enter the two different sizes. You can actually put whatever you want. If you want to delineate them as large and small, then enter large and small. However, in my case, I want to specify the actual capacity, so I'm going to enter 16 and 32 ounce. Now, notice at the bottom, it automatically created all the combinations and variations for me. Black and red bottles in 16 ounces and black and red bottles in 32 ounces. Now, notice these columns are required. They have a star next to them. So for your bookkeeping purposes, if you have your own SKU for these variations, you can enter them here. And if you're doing private label, you do need to purchase separate GS1 barcodes for each variation and enter them here. And in the drop-down menu, choose UPC. I'm just going to leave them blank since this is just an example product for this video. Now, if you're confused about barcodes and how many you need to buy, I do have a detailed video that goes over this, and I'll leave a link to that video down in the description below. Now, in the item condition, select New. In the price column, enter the price for each variation. In my case, they're all going to be the same price, so I'm going to enter that here. And finally, you can upload images for each variation here. For example, since each variation is a different size and color, I can upload photos of each variation here. So in this case, let's upload the main photo for each bottle. And you can always edit or change these photos later. And once you've done that, you can click on Submit. And that's it. Now, back on the Manage Inventory page, you may need to wait 5 or 10 minutes or longer sometimes, and then you'll see your new parent listing like you can see here. You know it's a parent listing because it'll have this little arrow next to it. And if you click on it, you'll be able to see the variations that you created. You can change the price for each variation here, and you can edit each variation through the drop-down menu here. So if there's anything unique about your variations, you'll want to change that in the product details section here. For example, this variation is a red 32-ounce bottle. So in the item name, you can enter something more descriptive here, as well as down in the product description and bullet points. That way, when a shopper chooses your different variations, these fields and photos will change in the product listing like you can see here. When I hover over each variation, you can see the color is changing. And if I click on it, the title, photos, and other fields change to reflect the variation that I chose. Okay, so that covers adding variations while you're creating a new product listing. Now, what if you've already created the listing and you want to add more variations? Well, that's pretty easy to do. In this case, on the parent listing here, not the variations, click on the drop-down menu, Edit Listing. Click on Variations, and you'll recognize this page. So let's say I have a new color. I can enter it here. If it comes in the same sizes I already have, I can enter them here. Or if I have different sizes, I can add them too. Like maybe this one comes in 64 ounces as well. And like we did before, fill in the fields down here. And when you're done, click on Submit. Pretty simple, right? Okay, now let's go over the most difficult method, such as you didn't add them while creating your product listing, or you've already created several product listings and now you want to merge them together into one single product listing with variations. Now, there's actually 3 ways that you can do this. The first way is to add your separate product listings to an existing parent-child listing. So for example, you can see here that I've already created this water bottle parent-child listing that we've already been using so far. You can see that there are currently 4 variations. So if I have a separate product listing for another bottle that I now want to add to this parent-child listing so that there would essentially be 5 variations, then back on the parent here, click on Edit Listing, click on Variations, and then down here in the Add Existing Standalone Listing field, enter the SKU of that listing here. So for example, let's say I want to merge this product listing under the water bottle parent. Then copy the SKU, paste it here, and click Add. This will then merge the standalone water bottle product listing under the original parent water bottle listing. Another way to do this is by using the Create Variations wizard that I showed you earlier. Click on Add Products, and down here, click on the Create Variations using Variations Wizard link. So again, if you've already created a parent-child listing and you want to merge separate standalone listings to it, choose this first option here, add or update an existing variation family. Enter the ASIN of the product here. So back on the Manage Inventory page, copy the parent ASIN and paste it here. Now click on the Add Variation button and fill in the fields. So for example, let's say I have a white 16-ounce bottle. Enter the ASIN of that listing here. Enter the size, choose the color, choose the condition, enter how many units that you have to sell, enter the price, and then click Save. If you have more listings that you want to merge, you can continue to add more here. Otherwise, click on Generate Template. Now, wait for a few minutes and you'll see the new template down here for you to download. Once the template is ready, download the file, and if you open it, you'll see instructions here on how to modify this file, but I suggest that you leave this as is. If you click over on the Template tab here, you'll see a list of the current variations as well as the new variation that you just added here. Now, I don't suggest making any changes in the spreadsheet because it's much easier doing it in Seller Central. So navigate back to the Add Product page here, click on Spreadsheet, and upload the template file you downloaded. Notice that it says here that there are no errors. Click on Submit. And once you've done that, you'll see your merged ASIN appear as a variation under the parent listing. Again, I'm just showing you this as an example, so you're not going to see that on my screen. All right, now let's go over the final scenario of creating variations. Let's say you don't have a parent-child listing at all. All you have are separate standalone product listings. For example, let's say I created 4 separate listings for my black and red water bottles. 4 listings because I have 2 colors and 2 sizes. So how do you merge them all into one parent listing with variations? Well, back on the Create Variations wizard, we're going to choose the second option here. Create a new variation family by combining existing standalone listings. Now, notice there are 4 steps that you need to follow. In the first step, you need to download the correct category template file. Now, the easiest way to do this is to go back to the Add Products page, click on Spreadsheet, then click on Download Blank Template. Then under Update Product Details, click on the Get Product Template button. Now, you can see here that it says, to update details for products that you listed, click on the Product Template link here. Now, in the Search Product Type field, enter the product. For example, I'm selling water bottles. If this is the correct category, then click on Select. In my case, this isn't the correct category, so I'm going to click on Browse down here, do a search for water bottle again, and choose the correct category here, sports water bottles. Then scroll down to the bottom and click on Generate Spreadsheet. Wait a few minutes, and once again, when the file is done, download the spreadsheet and open it. Again, you can see the instructions here on how to fill out this template file. And if we click on the Examples tab, we can see examples of what we need to fill in. So for example, I want to merge my water bottle listings that have different sizes and colors. So if we take a look at this example here, example number 3, this is an example of a product with 2 variation themes, size and color. So for shirts, these are the fields that we need to focus on. But don't worry, you don't need to fill all of them in. We only need to focus on a few of them. So click on the Template tab and make sure you unhide all of the columns first. Now in the product type column, I'm going to enter bottle. In the seller SKU, in the first row, I'm going to create the parent here. You can put whatever you want as the SKU, but it helps to be descriptive so that you can easily identify the listings. So I'm going to put bottle-parent as the SKU. Then I'm going to copy paste the SKU of the other listings that I want to merge together here. In the brand name column, you need to enter your brand name. Enter partial update here in the next column. Now scroll over to the variation section, and in the parentage column, we're going to define which listing is the parent and which are the child. Again, if you get confused on what you need to enter in each of these fields, you can refer to the Data Definitions tab here. You can see for the parentage column, you must enter either parent or child. So in the first row, I'm going to put parent since this is the parent. And for the rest, I'm going to put child. In the next column, we're going to associate the child listings to the parent. So the first row is the parent, so leave it blank. For the other rows, enter the parent SKU. In the variation theme column, I'm going to put size and color because that's the variation attributes for my product. And in the relationship column, leave the first row blank because again, it's the parent. And for the rest, put variation. Now in the discovery section, enter the color for each row. Again, the first row is the parent, so leave it blank. Copy this in the color map column. And in the size column, enter the size. Again, leave the first row blank, 16 ounce, 32 ounce, and 16 ounce, 32 ounce. And that's it. Save the file and back on the Add Products page, upload the file. And once you've uploaded it, wait a few minutes and you'll see your new parent-child listing in your Manage Inventory page like you can see here. They will no longer be standalone listings. And again, you'll want to edit each variation to make sure you customize the title, description, photos, and anything else that's pertinent to each variation. And once you've done that, you'll have a product listing that looks like this, where you can choose the variations down here. And if you click on it, it's going to switch and show the different variations, photos, and descriptions. So as you can see, this method to add variations is the most complex. So if you can, make sure you follow the first two methods to make your life a lot easier. Now, as I said before, variations is just one small part of creating product listings and adding your products to Amazon's marketplace. This video right over here will show you all the details that I didn't cover on how to properly add your products to Amazon.